there, my name is Dimitra and welcome to iRose. On this channel, I talk about addiction and life after addiction. Because yes, there is life after addiction. So today I wanted to talk about how I have 3 emotional support animals and how that came to be and why they saved my life. So I grew up with 2 dogs, and after I graduated from college, I decided to get a dog. And I was living with my dad at this time, and I was an alcoholic. So I got this dog. I could not really take care of it or myself at that point. My dad actually ended up moving out of the condo that we were in and left, and he moved into a 1-bedroom. And so that left me to find my own place. I had been just laid off, and thankfully I had a severance package, and a friend offered me a place to live. It was $500 a month to live with 4 other people, and I had my dog Peach, and she was so much love, so much energy. She was such a good girl. So Peach, she would always try to run away. I always had to make sure she was on a leash, but eventually she was hit by a car when I wasn't even home, and I was living in this house with all these roommates. And you know, I just wanted to make an announcement that, because I didn't know this then, that you have rights as a renter, and that I should have pursued. I had no idea that you could have pursued. My roommates at the time, they let her out. She apparently got through 2 doors. The next week I moved out. I was so lucky that I had just gotten a new job, and I had an offer letter, and I was able to get a new apartment on my own. Still an alcoholic at this point, still, you know, an addict. And so when I got to that new apartment, it was just me and my addiction. It was just us. I lived across the street from a pet shop, and I would just go and I would visit the dogs or whatever. And so I met this one dog, and she was just the sweetest thing. She was just so cute. I mean, you see, like weeks had passed, and I had this dream with her in it. And it was that I went into the pet shop and I let all the animals out, and I just grabbed her. A few weeks went by, and I was like, okay, you know, kind of this addict mind too, so I wasn't making clear decisions, but I was just like, all right, if I go and she's there, I'm gonna buy her, and I'm gonna say that she's for my mom and it's for her birthday. So yeah, I ended up buying her, and I couldn't have her. I was able to find her a foster because I couldn't keep her in the apartment. I knew about emotional support animals, and I didn't think that I would qualify. I didn't have a psychologist, psychiatrist that I saw at the time. Nobody that I talked to about my problems. Nobody that knew really about my, you know, my secrets. And that lease was up, and I got my baby, and then we moved to a different house with, again, there were 3 roommates there, but it was a much, much bigger house. And I had 3 jobs at the time living in this house, and it got to the point where I would come home from work and she would just look at me and then look away, you know? And so I was like, wow, I think I need to get her some company, because how else are you gonna, you know, you need to keep company for her while you're away, right? I went to a pet shop again. I know, sorry. I know. So there's this really cute little white dog, and she was sleeping, and I was just like, but she was $1,500. So I was like, well, I don't have that much. So they had a sign where you could apply for a loan. And I said, okay, well, if I get approved for the loan, then I'll get her. So I got approved for the loan, and I brought her home, and she was just like a little bunny. She just would hop around everywhere. She just had so much energy, and they bonded, and they have continued to bond. We're all just so bonded. What happened was that my dad passed away in 2016, and my whole life, that was like a game changer, definitely. My whole life completely changed from that moment. Still heavily an addict, this time a different kind of addict, and we'll get into that in another video. I can't really keep a job. Like, I'm in another world. I'm in another world at this point, all the time. Connected to another higher source, I felt like. Something above me, higher than me. Making choices with just a lot of faith. And that's good to have a lot of faith, but I just didn't have any logic behind it. I quit my job. It was my dream job that I quit, that I couldn't believe that I got. I couldn't hold on to this job because I couldn't show up for it. I quit because I was gonna start my own business, and my business was going to be selling things from Goodwill on eBay. So yeah, that didn't work out because I spent all my money, all entirety of my money. I would go binge shopping at Goodwill and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Oh my gosh. And I was gonna sell all these things, so I bought all these things, and I just finished spending all my money that I had. And then I got evicted from the house I was living in, and I was living there 3.5 years. So I was like, whoa, that was like, whoa. It came out of nowhere. So I had no job, no home, but I did have my babies. What did I decide to do? Okay, I was given 30 days to move out, which how did my roommate tell me? He just came up to me. I was doing my laundry. It was 7/7/2017. And I was doing my laundry, like folding my laundry, and he came into the laundry room and was like, hey, I'm gonna need you to move out. My ex-wife is moving in. I was like, okay. And like, so I was like in another world anyway, so I was like, this is perfect. This is what I need, you know, and I'm gonna move. But at the same time, it was not. So another renter's right thing is that he just verbally told me, and I had renter's rights at the time, and so I like waited, and then he was like, okay, you're gonna move, and I was like, well, you didn't do it legally. So that bought me time. I ended up going on this cross-country excursion across the world, across the United States, with my 2 dogs in my car, and we just went. I don't recommend doing this by any means because it didn't turn out good, and I'm going to make another separate video about what happened when I went. I went to New York, and they saved my life. They saved my life. There's no way that I would be here if it wasn't for them. So, thank you! So, yeah, so after that whole excursion extravaganza across the US, I made it back home to mama's after about 10 months, just without any money, without whatever. But I had my baby girls. I got a job right away when I moved home, which was like a miracle. When I got to my mom's, I was clean and serene for what, like, I think like 2 months from Adderall. I relapsed here like 3 times. If I get her, I will never do Adderall again. And that is what happened. So she's my little sobriety kitty. She gets along okay. They tolerate each other. My dogs and her tolerate each other. They saved my life in so many ways. My 2 doggies, when we went cross country, there's just like, I'm so attached to them. They give me the unconditional love that I never received from anyone who judged me for my addiction. They give me a purpose to wake up and to keep showing up for myself. You know, they keep me sober. Anya, my kitty, she keeps me sober. It's a promise that I made, and I won't go back. It's just like, bam, I rose. You know, like, I have overcome it, and she keeps me on that. They are my family. They are the reason why I'm here today and why I'm able to make this channel and share my story. And sorry if my voice cracks, it's because I'm dehydrated. and that's something that I need to work on, because giving up so many things, one thing that I still like is like sugary drinks. So I don't drink caffeine because that really affects me. I'm very too much sensitive for that. So I like tea with sugar. Yeah, that is why I have them and they have me. And if you're going to get an emotional support letter, see a real psychologist. Don't just sign up with some service online that says they're gonna give you a letter, because it doesn't work that way. Gave me some bogus letter. It was like a generic letter. I took an online quiz and they were like, yes, you have enough mental problems that you can, no, you need to talk to someone. I can't stress that enough. So yeah, definitely get the help that you need. You won't regret it actually talking to someone about this kind of stuff, because yeah, it helps. So also, do you have an emotional support animal? If you do, let me know. Definitely share your story. Share. So awesome. So that is why I have 3 emotional support animals. So if you like this story, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I want to get to know you guys and to share my story. So thank you.
Can I ask you a question? Is it me or is it you? I can't tell who it is. Looking in the mirror, I can't see. Is it you? Is it me? Is it me? Either way, nice to meet.